Good by Design, a place where I hope you will find content that is informative, inspiring, and insightful. I'm your host, Muadi Dibinga. I'm a life strategist and a transformational speaker, and today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. How are you? I hope all is well with you in your world and that you had a fabulous weekend. I had a incredible weekend. I was able to take a master class with Ronald K. Brown, the founder of Evidence Dance Company. And if you're a dancer and have ever taken his class, you will understand when I say that it was just an amazingly spiritual experience. It was phenomenal, and I really, really enjoyed myself thoroughly. I also had an opportunity to have dinner with a really good friend. We hung out quite a bit and just had fabulous conversation, a lot of laughs. I always leave. She's one of my really good friends, and I always leave our interactions and our encounters just feeling lifted and inspired. And we always have these really thought-provoking conversations. And Saturday was no different. It was amazing. And then Sunday, I stayed in the house. I'm so happy. There was a Colombo Marathon on that started on Saturday morning and ended Monday morning. So Sunday, I stayed home all day on that couch, on my mother's couch. Did my hair on the couch. I ate on the couch, took a couple of naps on that couch, and it was just a glorious time. I work. My work involves a lot of speaking to individuals and groups and giving a lot of support and advice and encouragement and that sort of thing. And I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy it thoroughly. But I can say that if I'm not careful, I can become physically, emotionally, and spiritually drained. And if I don't take the time to rejuvenate myself and really just sometimes just veg out, I'm just not at my best. And then I don't have the capacity to give my best to my clients and the people that I work with. And so in order for them to get the best of me, I need to take care of myself. And that's what I did on Sunday. And I woke up on Monday feeling like new money. So that was my weekend. One of the things I also did during the weekend, and it's going to bring us into what we're talking about today, was I had an opportunity to spend a little while with a young girl by the name of Celine. Well, she's a young woman. She, as of Monday, moved from Boston to New York to start her career as a professional dancer. And, I'm really grateful that we had the chance to speak because, just to, catch up and wish her well and all that good stuff. But as I was talking to her, I started to think about the fact that she was on her way to start this new adventure. And I was really excited, and I'm excited for her. I've lived in New York, I'm familiar with the dance scene, and I know what's in store for her. And yes, it's going to be challenging because life is about being challenged. But I started to think about who she's going to be, who she's going to become on the other side of that journey that she's about to take, and I just got really excited. And then I started to think about you and me and life and how many of us routinely, regularly invite adventure into our own lives. I think that once you reach a certain age or a certain stage in our lives, we sometimes go into cruise control. And we get into these patterns, we get into these habits and routines where we're just sort of going through the motions, but not really experiencing all that life has to offer. We get bored. We feel it, like a little bit of just sadness, not a big, huge sadness, but just this feeling that something is missing, something's not quite right. I don't feel like I'm really doing what I want to do, but many people just say, well, that's okay because that's how everybody else is. We hear oftentimes that, once you hit a particular age or a particular status in life, that you just go on cruise control and that's sort of it for you. The adventures are for the young or the young at heart, but not really for those of us who are, more mature, etc. And, I just don't buy that. I think that's it's a load of BS. I believe, and I've said this before, that life is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. And too many people settle for enduring life as opposed to enjoying life. We get into these phases. If your parents, I think this will ring true for you, where, you're taking your kids back and forth to this game or that game, or feeding them and clothing them and taking care of them, so much so that you forget about yourself. And you forget that that great life that you're trying to create for them should include you too. And if you're not a parent, I'm not a parent. I don't have any children, but I also noticed that among my single friends, my friends who also may not have children, they sort of fall into this space too, where they get so caught up in their job and where they live, and they get so addicted to the comforts of life that they don't excavate their courage to try something new. And then they become bored. And for some of them, maybe you're watching, it ages you prematurely. There's a heaviness that sets in. An underlying sadness, a sort of woe is me, ho humness that sets in because you have not invited adventure into your life. And the challenge is for us, how do we make that happen? How do we craft a life? How do we co-create a life that is one of enjoyment and adventure as opposed to just sort of being on the hamster wheel and watching it go round and round and sort of just biding our time, anxiously waiting for it all to be over and waiting for our next assignment, right? There's a woman, a nurse. She's a former nurse. Her name is Bronnie Ware. And she's a nurse who practiced in Australia. And she worked with patients, clients, people who were at the end of life. So they generally had maybe 12 to 13 weeks left in their lives. And over the course of her working with this particular population of people, she discovered that many of them had similar regrets and similar desires at the end of their life. And she began to blog about it, and then she ended up writing a book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. It's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. I'm going to put some information about the book at the end of this program for those of you who want to check it out. But in the book, the 5 things that she identified as being the top things that people regretted at the end of their life are as follows. I'm going to read them off just really quickly. We're going to tick through them just so you can get a sense of what they are. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see them. Watch out for the glare, y'all. So the top 5 regrets of the dying, according to Bronnie Ware. Number 1, I wish I had the courage to live the life that was true to myself and not other people. I wish I was true to myself. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Number 3, wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And number 5, I wish I had gave myself permission to be happier. Again, I'm going to put information about the book at the end of this program so that you can pick that up. But those 5 things that she listed as being the top regrets, they really spoke to me because, I'm making it my business really in life to be more authentic, to be out here, to be in this world and really enjoy my life. And I do on a regular basis do things, big things, little things, just to, add a little snap, crackle, pop to my life. But a lot of folks don't. And we we become complacent. We become comfortable. Some people I've heard even use the term that they lose themselves. We forget who we are. We're so worried on the taking care of the day-to-day business or on our day-to-day grind that we lose ourselves and our sense of self, and we forget that we were sent here to make a contribution to this planet. I believe we were sent here, each of us, in our own way, to contribute to the evolution of this planet and to the shifting of this planet. But the only way that we can do that is by living the full expression of who we are. And the only way that we can fully live and express ourselves is by constantly challenging, changing, shifting, putting ourselves in situations that cause us to grow. And as we grow, as our energy grows, so too goes the planet. But if we become comfortable and become so addicted to the comfort that we don't move, then we don't change and the world doesn't change. And and that's why I believe, that's why we're dealing with some of the nonsense and foolishness that we're dealing with now. And so my request, my desire for you, for me, for all of us, is that we add a little more adventure into our lives. That adventure, experiences, relationships, things that will allow us to grow and challenge ourselves and become something unique and powerful while we're on this planet at this particular time in our lives. We have a tendency some of us, not all of us, we complain. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine. How's everything going? Oh, girl, We get addicted to being okay. We get addicted to being just fine. I don't want to be just fine. I don't want to be just okay. I want to be magnificent. I want to be fabulous. I want to have a good time while I'm here. I want some adventure. And mind you, the adventure could be something really big. I've moved to different states. I've traveled to different countries. I've taken these different trainings. I've really challenged myself in really big ways. Or they could be really small. I started eating spaghetti squash last year. Never had spaghetti squash. And that to me was an adventure. Buying the squash, cutting it up, making a couple of mistakes, discovering this really great meal and using it instead of pasta has been really good for my health. That's an adventure. Spaghetti squash can be an adventure. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to make big, grandiose changes in your life. Celine moving to New York, that's a powerful example. But not everybody can get up and pack their bags and move to a different place. But you can try new things. You can try new foods. You can try new clothes. You can part your hair on the other side of for a change. Do something, anything that shifts things for you, that changes things for you. Because as you change things, you will change. And as you begin to change, the things around you will begin to change. It's a cyclical, natural law that comes into play. But in order for things to change in your life, you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to give up your addiction to being comfortable. You have to choose what's the courageous thing over the convenient thing and go out and try something new. So I'm issuing a challenge to everybody, right? Today is the last day of the first quarter of 2015. And for me, what that means is I have 3 more quarters to move some of my goals forward. April 1st starts a new month. Hopefully, we'll be more into spring and all the snow and cold that has been lingering will make a cute little exit so we can enjoy the weather. But here's my challenge for you. Starting tomorrow, for 30 days, I'm inviting you to invite adventure into your life. I want you to identify 5 things, big things, little things, medium things, that you can do over the course of the next 30 days to invite adventure into your life. Maybe you'll take a trip. Maybe you'll start a new course. Maybe you'll take up a new exercise. Maybe you'll call an old friend. Maybe you'll go out and make a new friend. Maybe you'll start online dating. Who knows, whatever that is. Take a cooking class. Take a language class. 5 things, not big things. They don't have to be these big, you don't have to go say, I'm going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro, because that's probably not feasible for you. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. The point is, I want you to do 5 things that will just, like I said, add a little snap, crackle, and pop to your life. Something out of the ordinary, something that maybe you've always wanted to do and you haven't done yet or you've been putting off. Something that you know will bring you joy, but you just haven't made a move. You haven't had an incentive to get up and make it happen. So I'm offering you that incentive. I want you to do 3 things. 1, write down the 5 things that you are going to do this month to invite some excitement into your life. Number 2, I want you to take out the month of April, take out that calendar, and I want you to write the dates, select the dates. Just cross out 5 dates on your calendar that will mark the days that you actually go out and do those 5 new things. And then the 3rd thing that I want you to do, every time you do one of your little exciting things, take a picture of yourself doing it or journal about it. Somehow find a way to document it and save that. If you want, you can take a picture of it and send it to me. You can send it to me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever. But find a way to document it. Put it in a scrapbook. Make that one of the trophies that you hold up for yourself to remind you that life loves you and wants you to come out and play, right? We weren't sent here just to sort of slide by. We weren't sent here just to sort of hang out. You, me, we were all sent here with a calling on our lives. And we were sent to this great classroom, this big playground, to learn some lessons and have some fun. No matter what you're doing, no matter how challenged you are, no matter what you're going through, you have the right to have joy. And you have the right to have some excitement. And you have the right to feel as though your time on this earth matters because you matter. So, beginning on April 1st, I want you to invite adventure into your life. Find those 5 things that would just give you joy or make you feel alive, and do them. And I'm going to find 5 things too. And next week, when we come back, I'm going to share with you what my 5 things are. And I'm going to document those 5 things. And I'm going to put those things on my Facebook page. I like to, talk the talk and walk the talk and practice what I preach and all that good stuff. And I'm hoping that by my doing that, it will encourage you to do it too. Life loves you and is waiting for you to come out and play. So how about it? If you're game, let me know. Send me a tweet, an email, a Facebook, an Instagram. Just say, Muadi, I'm in. And if you're in, we're going to do this together. And we'll talk again next week. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Hopefully by then, some of you will have shown me what you're doing. And, we can sort of ride out this adventure together. Okay, how does that sound? You have the right to have some fun, y'all. You have the right. So go out and claim your prize, okay? I will see you all next week. I'm hoping that what we talked about today inspired you to get out there and get in the game of life. Put your big toe in the water. Get in there. Dive in. It's cool. It's okay. You can do this, and it'll be fun. I hope that you'll join me next week so we can update each other on what we've been doing. In the meantime, you have a fantastic, fun, exciting filled week. Take care of yourself and those that you love, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.